James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today's September 20th, 2023, noon central here in the U.S. God bless you and yours no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some disruptions of Earth's electromagnetic field here. Seem to start right around 1400 UTC time, die off, and then after 1600 UTC time, get much more intense. It looks like we have spikes almost up to 1,000 hertz here, maybe even higher than that. This usually will translate into Schumann resonance spikes. Let's take a look. All right, so this is running behind and not up to date. We will be able to see the up-to-date data on the 6-day comparison. You can see the spikes around the first disturbance of our electromagnetic shield. We can't see the spikes around the resurgence after 1600 UTC time. It is currently about 1730 UTC time, which doesn't show up on this data model. You can see that the geophones were hit fairly hard up here. The spikes around 1400 impressively went off the charts and exceeded 105 hertz up here, as high as the model goes here. You know, there was never a spike over 37 hertz until 2017. Since then, we've seen spikes exceed 100, 150 hertz, even 200 hertz. I'll explain why that is as we go. So amazingly, this is not up to date either as far as 1730 UTC time, which would be right around here. This is all off the charts. You can barely see that right here. These charts end at 50 hertz. We had yesterday a situation where they turned off the actual model here for an extensive time period, about 10 hours, maybe 9.5 hours, but obviously they were attempting to hide something. Today, our first round of Schumann resonance spiking was fairly normal around 1400 when we had our disturbance with our electromagnetic shield. We saw it spike off the charts over 110 hertz, probably much higher than that. And it's doing the same right now, even though we just can't see it. We're going to find out what the agitator is and why these spikes continue to rise and rise and rise. With that said, these are our geophone strips. And this also only goes up to 1600, I guess 1700 UTC here. So this is up to date. You can see by this geophone strip that it's off the charts right now. This is the 1400 hour, which was already off the charts. This is probably going to exceed 150 to 200 hertz. Several studies I have reviewed on the Schumann resonance shows that humans have increased mental and physical capabilities up to about 14 hertz. The Schumann resonance is a real thing. It's called Mother Nature's heartbeat, and the resting vibration is 7.83 hertz. They did find that anything over about 14 or 15 hertz was detrimental to most humans. If you know anything about string theory, the faster you vibrate and the higher your frequency, the higher dimension you're in. So that is a real thing that people are discussing. What's causing these faster vibrations and frequencies, I'll discuss as we go. But it is true via the studies that I have seen that higher Schumann resonance frequencies actually have improved physical and mental capabilities in humans as long as they're able to go back to a resting frequency of 7.83 or even lower while sleeping. The vibration, the lower vibration, helps your body and your mitochondria rejuvenate. Taking a look at our amplitudes, we can see more information here than we have been able to. You can see around the 1400 point, we had all of our detectors fly off the hook. We had our geophones light up, our ULF noise light up, our ELF noise light up, our second SR frequency dip down, which is lighting up. And then again, we see it happen just after 1600 UTC time. All of our modeling equipment goes off the charts and we see our geophones light up, our ELF noise detectors light up, our ELF noise detectors light up, and our SR frequency dip. So we're currently in a Schumann resonance spike, and this puts a hurt on me personally. I have ringing ears and muscle cramps or pains due to this. Regularly can't sleep when this occurs at night. Over to CERN to see if anything's happening. The Large Hadron Collider is not active currently. They're having issues with the power converter. They were on just briefly in early September, and that was it. I don't really think that this is an agitator. I think more so space weather and or lightning storms over the modeling stations are agitators. Although there's always been lightning, the reason we're seeing these Schumann resonance spikes go so much higher each year is that our magnetosphere is collapsing. Our cavity that surrounds and protects Earth is collapsing. And when the lightning bounces off a lower magnetosphere region, in this case the D region, whereas it used to go through the D region and bounce off the E or F region and return to the geophone, the ELF and ULF collectors or sensors, you get much more powerful spikes on those sensors. That's why we've seen it increase every year since 2017, when the highest it had ever been recorded was 37 hertz, then 100 hertz, then 150 hertz, now over 200 hertz, and I'm sure we'll just go higher. All right, this is the actual agitator here. It's a lightning storm right over the modeling station itself. We'll take a look at that. Again, the energy from the lightning is bouncing off the lowest atmospherical region, the D region, and bouncing back at the geophones, the ULF, ELF sensors, and they are going off because it's coming in much more powerful than it used to, bouncing off such a lower or closer to Earth level of the atmosphere. And just as I told you guys, our magnetosphere via the magnetometers is in the negative here. Anytime it's in the negative, you'll see these Schumann resonance spikes off the hook. When the magnetometers are in the positive, you'll never see any strong Schumann resonance spikes, period. When it is in the positive, it allows the agitator to bounce off a much higher cavity or atmosphere that's protecting Earth, but diminishing, probably because of the pole shift. The real question is are we ascending to a higher dimension? That theoretically, I can't answer, but theoretically we are ascending, i.e. per the higher vibration and the higher frequency via M theory, string theory, or super string theory that says that there's many universes and dimensions that all vibrate at different frequencies. Are we ascending? I guess your guess is as good as mine. Is our magnetosphere collapsing? Most definitely. Is it due to the pole flip, the magnetic pole flip? I would assume so. The poles really started moving in about 2016-17, and that's when we started to notice these Schumann resonance spikes. And as the poles move further, closer together, they're supposed to meet in Indonesia, we see stronger and stronger spikes each year. God bless you guys. Share, subscribe, and always remember that anything is possible in Bizarro World.